Until You Come Back to Me. That's what I'm gonna do, alright? The great Aretha Franklin. And just mixing it up a little bit different here on this Saturday night. As you know, this is the Global Mix, and this is great music from Detroit. And as always, you know, we representing Detroit, the Motor City, and we again lost another musical giant performer, Morris Broadnax, and great writer who co-wrote so many songs with Stevie Wonder and Aretha Franklin and man like Marvin, Gaye, The Temptations. And to talk about that a little bit more, we had a brief talk about Morris last week with Ras Jim Jam, and he's here in the studio with us to sort of give us a continuation or update on Morris. His services were held this week, and you know, we definitely have to, you know, pay tribute and celebrate Morris's life. But Jim, hey, welcome.
Yes, Micheal.
Good to see you,
Detroit. Yes,
you know, in the flesh here and looking good.
True that.
Strong.
True. Yes,
as they say, the race is not for the swift, but for those who can endure.
Right. That's right. Yes.
So, man, it's always good to see you, man.
Yeah,
and, you know, I have to say, glad to see that you've recovered and got over that ordeal.
Yeah, man. I'm still on the mend, you know, but my doctor gave me the green light to kind of go back to work this coming Monday, and you know, I'll be teaching filmmaking, so I'll be right there in my element, you know. And I was really encouraged by Brother Broadnax's funeral. And point of fact, they gave him a great send-off, and Stevie Wonder showed up.
Yeah.
And this was like a day after he was given the award by Obama. And, you know, somebody had mentioned, well, I'll probably not be as great as Mr. Broadnax. But Stevie corrected him and said, listen, we need to throw away our feelings of impossibilities and say that anything is possible based on the fact that we just had a black president, or Obama, being elected. So he encouraged everybody that was in the audience to not ever say that it's impossible, as long as you are riding in the spirit of Jah, and you have Jah in your heart, and you want to, as you do every week, Mike, and that is serving the people. And, you know, as long as you are motivated by that spirit, you know, then anything is possible. You see?
Yes, the spirit of Jim Jam here, live and direct.
True that.
And, you know, just celebrating life, man, you know, although it's rough out there and things seem bleak, but as Jim say, if you have that type of vision, you know, everything's going to be all right.
That's right.
So don't worry about the thing,
right? Exactly.
But hey, you know, you still have to help out those who have fallen and need help, you know.
That's right.
And, you know, I'd like to say thanks to all the people, you know, who've been supporting this public radio station and, you know, staying in tune with what's going on here in Detroit via this public radio station. But Jim, again, you know, Morris made a great impact really on music worldwide.
Yes.
And I guess it's fortunate that you had the opportunity to be with Morris from an early age, right?
Yes, at 16. He, in fact, took me down to the studio. I was writing lyrics at that time. And he kind of took me in the studio, stood me right next to Stevie Wonder. And, you know, and he was that kind of person that, you know, would, you know, whomever the person was, he was, actually, he was a revolutionary at that time, you know. So, you know, he was doing it like Marley, in the studio, in the music, and in the lyric writing. But then when he was outside of the studio, he was also trying to help people get jobs, help people to get off drugs, help people in the community, parents for equality in the schools. He was a definite, as a matter of fact, Senator Hansen showed up at the funeral.
Yeah, that's what I read, actually.
Yeah, in point of fact, he was on the welfare. and he gave him his first job. So this is the kind of brethren that brethren was. You know, everybody in the Gladstone posse knew him. Kareem Baki wanted to always, you know, get in touch with him, because if you listen to Kareem Baki's style,
yeah, we talked about that. Yeah,
so much,
yeah.
like
I guess influence
Motown style.
Right. So many artists, big as Stevie Wonder.
That's right.
You know,
right.
Marvin,
right.
Gaye, and so forth.
Right.
So I definitely have to recognize, you know, Morris.
We appreciate it.
Broadnax, and again, you know, my condolences to his family and friends, and going out there on the internet and you can get multiple articles, information on Morris. Learn about him, really, because Jim Jam schooled me on him, and as he mentioned, the great humanitarian and basically a good representation of what we can be, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so
exactly.
Definitely have to give Morris his props and respect.
And you know, my work has just begun. Even though the brothers passed, you know, Steve made one good point. He said, "Listen, this music that you're playing now on the radio," he said, "it's probably gonna live after me and you both, and everybody that's in this audience." He said, "Well, if they go to the moon, they probably still gonna be playing this music upon the session, you know." So, you know, I had said, you remember your mother passed and my mother passed, and I had pretty much said in my mind, man, that I not only want to immortalize her, but if I get a chance, I want to name a street after her. I want to name a city or township, and believe it or not, that's how streets are.
Exactly. You know, you got Martin Luther King in almost every city, and Malcolm X.
As a matter of fact, they got a Motown Temptation Street over there, and Supremes and whatnot.
Taking you into like the Detroit neighborhoods, live and direct here on WDET on the Saturday night. Bigging up Detroit City, you know.
That's right.
Gosh, man, a city full of history, and music is just like one aspect, you know. But I guess that's what we do here on Saturday night, you know, just having fun here and enlightening, hopefully, you out there about, you know, musicians like Morris Broadnax. And in the process, you've heard some Stevie Wonder, some Aretha Franklin, and again, great musicians set the standard out of Detroit, right?
Right. Well, you know, I'm gonna leave that tape with you, Mike, and hopefully you might get to his cuts by the Temptations that has never been heard, but would have been a #1 jam if the Detroit audience ever gets a chance to hear it. And of course, the Contours.
They will get that chance.
Hey Love, and I think Ed Love is playing When Dee Dee Was Blue on his show, so you know, maybe we can get into that at some point, you know. But
pretty sure we'll be talking about Morris and his story many more times.
Yes.
Yeah,
man.
Long time.
Right.
But Jim, as always, man, it's a pleasure to see you, and you know, appreciate all the information, you know, that to provide us with, man.
Let me. One more thing. Yeah. He did a song called So It Takes. He didn't actually do it, but he influenced the artist, the writer. They were a writing team, and